Just in case you were wondering, Boston Light is not a beer, it is a lighthouse, and as you may have already gathered, it's located in Boston, Massachusetts. Why is this in the news? Well, for a couple reasons. Number one is there's a metaphor here we're going to dig into in just a moment, but also because the lighthouse keeper, her name is Sally Snowman. She is 72 years old and she's retiring. That's a big deal because it's an end of a 307-year era in which there has always been at least one manned lighthouse in the United States. Now, there's none because she is the last. Now, if you want to play around with the minds of your woke leftist friends, that's assuming you have woke leftist friends, you may demand social justice because every single lighthouse keeper in America is a woman. You don't have to tell them there's only one. They can figure that out themselves, but you can play around with their mind a little bit. I think this is a good thing, by the way, because we're witnessing a transition from old technology to new technology. And it's not just lighthouses, for crying out loud. Think of healthcare. I mean, the healthcare needs that I've had just in the last few years, last 10 years or so, many of those would have killed me had it not been for enhanced healthcare due to Western technology that is relatively new. Humanity has been around, it depends on who you listen to. Some people say 6,000 years, some people say 300,000 years, but there's never ever been anything that even comes close to the technological advancements that we have today, thanks by and large to free market enterprise and Western culture. Western civilization has enhanced the lives of literally everybody. I mean, there may be some uncontacted tribes somewhere, but even those people are benefiting from Western technology because we are using that technology to protect them. They don't even know it. So yeah, Western technology has made some giant leaps forward. So what I'm saying is, I'm not interested in saving horses and buggies or lighthouses, but I am interested in preserving Western technology, our innovation, and our continued advancements. And guess what? The year was 1965, and there was a congressional act signed into law, the Immigration and Nationality Act, also known as the Hart-Celler Act. And now they call it the 1965 Immigration Act, and what it did is it changed the ethnic character of our country, where before we had to keep a balance the way it has always been. But when President Johnson signed that into law, just anybody could come in the country. And we all thought, well, so no big deal. We're not racist. We don't care. As long as they come in, let's all say it together. Legally, it made perfect sense for 2 years. That was 1967 for you. You can do the math, which I think is everybody. Except for your woke liberal friend, they seem to have a problem with that. Okay, the United States was a signatory to the 1967 protocol, 2 years after the 1965 Immigration Act. That was a UN provision that basically mandated that if anybody crosses the border and requests refugee status, they be given refugee status. So we changed the character of our the ethnic character of our country in 1965. Nobody got upset over that. Then in 1967, we said, well, if they're refugees, we're not going to send them home. Nobody got upset over that because nobody anticipated, or no thinking people anticipated, except for conniving, contriving left-wing moonbats, that they would use that policy, that protocol of giving refugee status to anybody who asked for it. Nobody assumed we would have the floods of so-called immigrants coming uninvited into our country and into Europe the way that we are. And you get this feeling, man, this was kind of planned, wasn't it? At least it seems like it was. I don't know. I'm not into conspiracy theories, but I'm just saying that's the way it seems. Okay. Let's go back a little bit further to 1848. Now, you may have already guessed, just based upon the year, what happened in 1948 was there was a treaty, and it ended the Mexican-American War, and it established the boundaries between the United States and Mexico that we know today, which are basically invisible. Well, it depends on which way you're going. If you're heading south, okay, we got a border. If you're heading north, it's not so much a border as it is kind of a suggestion. If you can climb over the border wall uninvited, you're an uninvited guest, and all you got to do is say, I'd like to be a refugee, please. And you suddenly go from being an illegal alien to just being an alien. That's why leftists get all upset when we call them illegal aliens, because they're refugees. So technically, they're not illegal, but everyone knows what we mean. So Boston Light is not a beer. It's a metaphor for the changing technology of our country. Well, of the world. And it's also a warning sign that changing technology for the better may soon be destroyed as barbarians invade our country and other Western countries, and we don't do anything about it. We don't stop to understand that we are hurting other people who benefit from our technology, our innovation, by destroying ourselves. So we shoot ourselves in the foot, and in so doing, we shoot everybody in the foot. If you got something out of this video, we invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, be part of our family, give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment if you've got something to say. Sharing this on social media, that will help if you think other people need to hear. Thanks for stopping by, and we will